let's see, I'm trying to get my head around here. Perception.
Got to zone into the. Got to zone in.
We've got to tap in.
That's right. We've got to tap in like we're the only ones here.
Yeah. What would you like to talk about?
We want to talk about perception.
Yeah, perception is huge. Anything changes. Everything changes with perception.
All right. Let me start off with a story with my mum. That little story with the Smith thing. And then we'll
Sweet.
Fucking as a segue.
Sweet. Yep.
All right. And we're rolling, obviously. All right. So we were talking to my mum. Talking to my old lady just before we're hitting up this podcast. Or is that?
It's a session.
It's a session. So my mum was telling us a story about how she used to work at Vic Roads. Vic Roads is like the DMV or where cunts get their fucking driving license anyway. So she's telling us the first day I went there, I used to be shy, blah, 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 blah. My first customer was Mr. Smith. How the fuck does she remember that though? Is that fucking muffled?
Well, made an impression.
Yeah, it did make an impression. But it's like my old man. My old man remembers the first when he worked for himself, his first check.
It's full on.
Is that fucking lifted today?
Yeah. Some people's brain works like that. Mine, I don't remember the jobs I've had, like the first person I serviced. I don't remember that.
Do you know what I mean? Didn't stick out.
No.
But it's all, yeah. But there's a lot of stuff. Anyway, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, she goes, this guy, Mr. Smith, blah, blah, blah. My mum goes, trying to do small talk bullshit. She goes, that's a common name. And he goes, it's not common. It's popular.
Bang.
A bag. And that slight tweak there, that change of word, change of meaning, that's like, he went from like the most common cunt there to the most maddest cunt.
100%.
Because popular is better than common.
Guaranteed.
Popular sounds popular, even though it's the same shit today.
He's elevated his status.
He's elevated his status.
You know
I mean, me and you both know that fucking Smith is obviously a common name, but
it's very, very common.
But the way you look at it, the perception is like,
yeah.
It changes, elevates.
100%. His perception was like, I'm not common. I'm part of like the elite group.
Correct.
That. And yeah, for me it was like, when I heard it, I was like, fuck. That flip.
Yeah, correct.
And we see it many times in our lives. I've seen it many times in my life. But even when I've been down or someone's down, and a lot of people can relate with this, you're like, let's say, your work's going shit. Right? And then you're like, okay, you're talking to your mate, like trying to lift him up, trying to get him back on track. And all you're trying to do is change his perception, because everything we need is around us. We've got everything that we need. It's just that we're not looking at from the lens that we're supposed to, and that is perception.
Yeah, it's like, they say, when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail, for instance. You know what I mean? So you're looking from that lens, from whatever lens.
Of course.
If you think you're a victim, you're looking...
Everything.
Yeah. I've always thought it was fucking fascinating, or as my dad says, fascinate. I always thought it was fascinating because I was like... And trying to explain it to cunts is fucked, because you're like... The thing that you're looking at from the observer it's the same thing, same words. The script doesn't change. The situation can be looked at as that's what it is.
Guaranteed.
Like, how can we say an example?
It's just like, for example, like, if I believe like nothing in my life works, okay, then all I'm going to do is generate the reality of things that are not working. Like I'm pretty much going to zone in like something in my car, is not working properly. For example, it could be the radio.
Yeah.
Then I can identify something else in my home that, the fridge makes this noise and it bothers me.
Yeah, everything to you now, you're compiling the data of that's not working.
Exactly, you're picking up on these things that they're there, They're happening.
They're there.
But
They're happening for every cunt.
For everyone.
Yeah.
But you're not noticing it. Everyone's not noticing these things.
That's right. What I was going to give an example of like, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about where situations where everything already exists. Everything is what it is.
Correct.
The only thing it isn't is the way we look at it. So you got a brother, you got a sister, all right? Or let's say I'm at work and my foreman boss comes in and he goes, hurry the fuck up. We don't have much time. All right? We've got to finish off this fucking work for, this to get to this stage. So I'm like, sweet, we need to be in a rush because we've got to fucking finish work to do. My colleague could be like, was he talking to me? Does he think that I'm slow?
Correct.
All right, but that's, yeah, of course you know what I'm talking about, but like, there was only one situation that happened, but the interpretation...
Everyone 10 people at 10 different outcomes.
Correct, because that's where shit gets lost in. That's what comes punch on. That's why wars happen, I think. Like, interpretation, meaning... Perception is what sets the interpretation, I think.
Perception?
So perception is like your lens.
Yeah, of course.
That you see things. All right? You got to... What perception or...
Perception is like...
Sorry, you could say mindset is obviously... it's like if perception was like a mode. Easy, hard...
Perception is the follow-through. So basically, like, I hear something, and from now on, I'm going with that belief that I perceive that everything's like that.
Yeah, it's like a mode that you're on, though,
That's right, that's right. You're on the mode. But it gets triggered.
Actually triggered.
From words, from experiences, and then you just go with that.
I think the perception sets the mode. Interpretation.
Yes, correct, yes.
Your perception, depending on your perception of the world, that's how you're going to interpret the information coming in.
Correct,
Bravo.
yes.
Yeah,
that's the mode.
Sweet. So, that's right. So, there's different levels of perception, obviously, which is connected to certain mindsets. Now, I don't know how fucking, it's to try to break down how to fucking... But my story in my head is, my perception is the mode of like, we've got to get things done. But my perception is always like, I'm not trying to interpret things that go against me. I'm not trying to look at things from like the victim. And you can tell by the way people take things. Just look at cunts when they get a message from someone. Oh, I'll be there they read the message. I'll be there at 8. Get ready. Okay. That's how they're reading it. To me, all it says is I'll be there at 8, get ready.
Yeah, start getting ready.
Whatever. But they're putting the personality. They're reading it like this cunt's like being sassy, like he's like being like attitude.
Messages have been dangerous. That's a lot of people like, the way you interpret them. It can be very fucking
because they're
dangerous.
just words. But we think we've got we think we know the character who's saying it.
And how they're saying it.
We also got our perception as well. So there's a lot of ingredients to what the end recipe.
Guaranteed.
That comes into our kind of perception. You know
Guaranteed.
what I mean? And it's fucking... I'm like, how do you get that from a message?
It's dangerous.
It's almost like your perception needs to be... If there's levels of perception, I'm going to call one... I don't know if you agree, but let's say there's like... I don't know, neutral? Can there be a neutral? A
neutral. There is.
An open perception.
Yeah, there is. And I think you do this really well with... Let's say the boss says, like, we've got to hurry up. You've got a programmed perception in your mind of how you interpret things.
Yes.
Like, I'm going out with, let's call it Ken mode.
It's not always automatic.
No, but generally it is for you.
Yeah, it is automatic, but it's also like, I've got a second to, there's a moment when you hear information, there's a processing moment.
There is a processing moment.
In that moment...
is where the magic happens or the distraction happens.
Correct. Because every time, I'm a human being. If I hear something, I might get split seconds of glimpses of like different emotions or like cramped emotions.
Someone
like,
else telling you this is in
I'm
a past job.
I could be hating him. And I'm like, all right, where do I want to sit with a bang?
It reminds me of my mum. Or it reminds me of somebody, whatever. The way.
You know,
anything.
is this cunt draining me? What is he doing now? And that happens quickly, and it can happen like that because, you know, sometimes things come out of the blue. I'm not ready for it.
It's a filtering system, 100%.
But it's a conscious filtering system.
Of course.
Now, obviously, sometimes there is an autopilot that I'm not going to take the whole load of like, he's talking to me, he's trying to fuck me up, and I'm not with that.
No.
But there is a ongoing mental or mindset you have to deploy, let's say.
Yeah, you've got to have some kind of a structure. Yes, there is times that it's just spirit of the moment, whatever, in the situation, sweet. But in general, and it all comes down to like, you knowing who you are, your values, characteristics, everything, who you are as a whole in that moment dictates how you're going to move forward.
Yeah, because
if you're always second guessing yourself, if you're always doubting yourself, if you're in constant negativity, then, you know, if I was a betting man, the majority of times someone told you to do something or hurry up, we haven't got much time, like you said before the example, then the outcome's going to be negative.
Correct.
He must be talking to me, I must be slow, and that's the perception you're going to go with. That's the mode you're going to go with.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about now.
Of course.
As in, you experience this as well.
Of course.
How you hear something, at the back of the mind, there's a voice might be saying, like, this could be a little bit more cramped than I like. But then you're adjusting it because you know the goal or the mission here.
You know how you operate. You know how you operate. Like, I know that I'm a whole person. For example, that to me now, all right, and my boss telling me, like, hey, hurry up. I'm like, I already know myself. I know that my capabilities. I already know what I can do. Also, I know the job. I know what we're trying to achieve. I know all these things. Okay, so when he tells me, I know that. Take it easy, relax. We're doing our thing here. You know what I mean? And I would flip it by default. I'm not trying to do this, but I'd flip it like, he must be having a bad day.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's
not on me.
You're choosing in that moment.
That's it.
It's not really autopilot always.
No, not autopilot.
It's quick. No. You're framing it and put it in this place where you know what I mean. Eh?
That's right.
It's an ongoing thing. Eh?
That's it. But it comes down to,
and you get better at it. Obviously.
Again, like everything else, it comes down to the self, like being whole and knowing who you are.
Guaranteed.
That's like the core, because that processing split second, whatever it might be, because it's really fucking quick.
It is quick.
Like a lightning quick.
Yeah, you might feel little emotions like, is he talking to me? Did I do something wrong?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But now, after years of experience
and
years of working on ourselves,
correct,
it's like, I'm always seeing it like, he's got the problem. I'm not going to me anymore.
Bravo.
Like, I'm at fault.
Bravo.
He must be having a hard day. That's what, honestly, I'll be thinking like, fuck, he must be under the pump.
Yeah, correct.
He must be frustrated.
Correct.
You know, something's on him.
Correct.
That's it.
I do that even when, like, the other day I fucked up at work. You know, I don't know if I told you, but there was a situation with the switchboard, and I was I was wiring up the switchboard. I was taking too long, all this bullshit, all right? The boss, Chris, shout out to Chris, he was like, mate, taking too long, fucking this and that. Anyway, so he was hating it. Anyway, he took the reins, right? All right? Fuming this cut, right? The next day, long story there, but the two like fuses, main fuses, they fucking banged, like the phases touched somehow. Maybe there would have been some like swarf little metal things anyway, and it was bang. Anyway, this guy was losing it today. This guy was like fucking screaming his ass. I'm like, like, mate, they made a fucking big bang. It was like panicking there in his head from his side of things. How am I going to explain it to the client? You know, they're going to say, what the fuck happened? This and that. Should have been looking.
Fuck the timeline, the whole thing, everything's, a lot of things are going on.
Yeah, he's going to have to take a beating, let's say, you know what I mean? Anyway, it was hectic. Even though it was my fault today. So I was wrong, was my fault. That's when you also got to use these things of like, yeah, I'm a dumb cunt. I'm a dumb cunt, but like
the most important thing is, you didn't crucify yourself, and that's where it all lies.
yeah, but there was a thought process because, you know, I don't love being the cunt at fault.
Of course, no one does. Or
Like
fucking
as
up.
in, like, but fucking up like bad is cramped. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're the cunt to blame.
You're the cunt to blame, sweet, but
Things are, falling behind because of you.
that's right. And all you can do, what I do in those cases where it's clearly my fault, it's not I'm the victim. I am not the victim. I did fuck up.
Of course.
All right? So I've got nowhere to move here. It's obvious. You're the bad guy, let's say.
Yeah, but you don't have to move anything. Whatever happened.
Yes. And what I do is you got to embrace the fuck up.
Of course.
You got to the quicker you take accountability. Look, you feel better for it, obviously, because that's the goal here. You don't. I didn't say that I'm a dumb cunt.
The
reason I didn't say I'm a dumb cunt, which I can say that, because I did fuck up, but my life is not predicated on this mistake, right?
But that's the whole purpose of the discussion.
Bravo.
That's the whole purpose. Yeah. It's that little split second, okay, that goes unnoticed, obviously. Like, it is a thing. No one knows that it's a thing, but it is a thing. That basically, that moment, we're not looking at if you fucked up or not. We already know that. What we're trying to discuss here and really unpack here is that don't crucify yourself for that moment. Because that moment, you're like, all right, sweet, I fucked up, and yeah, sweet, I'll be more mindful next time. That's where it should be. But we don't do that. We're like, fuck, what's he going to think of me now? Am I going to have a job tomorrow? The mind, and it's a slippery slope, can go like in so many negative directions that's going to sit with you definitely for the whole day. Definitely. And who knows how long.
Correct. And you don't get good at these until you're in them. And I wasn't, because sometimes you can put the blame not just on yourself, you can move it to someone else.
You can.
Which I could say, sweet, if I wasn't pressured, I wouldn't have fucked up. I would have done I would have took more time, blah, 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 blah. I was pressured, right? So I fucked up.
Guaranteed.
All right? Even though that's what happened, all right? I can't blame anybody, right? That was my, I'm the responsible cunt. I had to take accountability. But, in that moment, you got to tell yourself and you got to redefine the meaning. So something happens, all right? Ken, you fucked up. All of a sudden, I'm thinking, all right, fucked up. I need to be working, bills to pay, all this shit there. And it's too in the head. It's like you did something dumb here, there. Where I always think like, what lesson am I about to learn now? What do I have to know here?
As well.
I always fucking think that, right?
Always do as well.
And it's crap because I'm like, all right, and some lessons are a bit more painful than others. And I'm like, fuck, I'm going to get punished, let's say, for this one. And when I say punished, meaning now I've got to look for another job. It's going to fuck my thing up, you know what I mean?
Fuck the flow.
I just got a bit of a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. I thought I was going good.
Yeah, fuck off there. And then in those moments, you look for like how to reconcile with like what happened. Did I learn the lesson?
Yeah.
And
I don't want to tarnish my name either. You know what I mean? Like, I was on a good run.
Yeah, correct. That's right. And you ruined something here. Anyway, there's a lot of like stuff that goes on in your head.
It goes under the sorta umbrella.
It's under the sorta umbrella. That's right. But but if you're not in those situations where you are where you do the fuck up, or you've got a punishment that awaits you as far as like losing a job. Yeah, you got to find another one. Anyway, all these fucked up feelings where you got to like rethink things and like make sure it doesn't happen again. Now, in that case, what did I learn? Sometimes I think I just got to get good at I have lessons, little training sessions, if you will, to help me guide myself back to my North Star, whatever you call it. So these things happen. They make me question, like, all right, did I make the right move? As you know what's going on now. I've been like fucking, work hasn't been fantastic for me or whatever. And I'm thinking like, all right, I made a bad choice. What do I do with that now? Do you know what I mean? Do I need to learn something here? It's and it can play with your mind as far as like, because you don't really get in life there. You don't get like, no one sends you an email saying like you got confirmation that you made the fantastic choice.
Of course not.
All right, you got to read it like, you got to just read it with time and like progression. Like, all right, is this working for me now? Yeah. Sometimes in the back of my mind is going to come up, did I do the right thing? Have I got the tick of approval? You know, have I passed the test? It's there's a little bit of
everything's
that
tweaking, there's all that. But we did speak about it like a while back about the stages of like, you know, one, in this situation, majority of people will just blame themselves. Like, I'm a shit cunt. And I'm a failure. And I'm this and that. And they just get stuck in that spiral forever. I've been in that spiral for like years. I was like that. Years. I am shit. I'm not good. All that. I'm not worth it. All that. Right? And that's, again, you shouldn't be, the first level was like, you know, you shouldn't be blaming the self. The second level is that the guy that's a bit more going better in life, let's say, for example.
Not blaming the self, but you got to take responsibility.
Correct. Okay, he's the second level is taking the responsibility and knowing that I fucked up and I should improve.
Yeah.
Okay? But he's not blaming I am shit.
That's right.
You know?
He's not emotionally he's not putting that negative fucking emotion onto himself.
Exactly. He just knows, when it came to doing a switchboard, he fucked up on it. So something I've got to learn and do better.
He fucked up, I'm not a fuck up.
That's it, exactly.
Sorry.
Because, exactly, that when you're doing the switchboard, that motion, that act, I'm just not good in that at this point in time. I have to learn. But we don't justify that as that.
We don't leave it there.
We don't leave it there. On this, we take that fuck up and we apply it to every area of our lives.
Correct.
Because I fucked up with a switchboard, that means I'm bad with relationships, I'm bad with everything. I'm just shit in general.
Yeah, I'm bad.
Right? So that's the worst place to be, to blame the self. Rather than, I'm not good in this specific fucking task. One thing out of millions.
Why does that happen? What's happening there, you reckon, that we generalize like that?
Well, again, it's bad programming. It's the way, with everything, it's the way you grow up. So if you did something, it wasn't a switchboard when you're 5, because you weren't doing switchboards at 5, you could have been. But let's say...
It looks for evidence. That's the
Exactly. So, you change the channel of the TV and you're like, mate, don't fucking touch that, whatever it might be. That's like, fuck. Because no one explained to you, like, let's say you did something wrong, right? And our parents were just so busy doing their own thing, and every parent's doing their own thing, right? If the way I see it to correct this is that if you're telling your child no, if you came up with an explanation why it's not good, then we wouldn't take it as, fuck, everything I do is fucked. Is that making sense?
Yeah. Correct.
Because there's no follow-through explanation. Like, don't put your hand on the fire because you're going to get burnt.
You didn't put the meaning to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just don't do it.
Okay.
And
so
then
your mind can choose whatever it wants to.
Exactly. Because there's no explanation, right? It's just going to go with whatever's available. And usually nothing's available, and it's like, fuck, it doesn't like me, they don't love me, all this kind of stuff. And that boss telling you don't do it with the switchboard goes back to the same feeling, the same emotions. But if he told you, Ken, fuck, we fucked it up, mate, look, next time what was the problem, Ken? I don't know, sweet. The reason why it happened, Ken, it was because of this and that. You're like, all right, sweet, I see it now. You're not going to blame yourself.
Yeah. Yes, correct. The funny part is he's good like that. He's like, he's always like, I'm not having a go at you.
That's important.
But people can miss that part.
Yeah,
that little part.
That's important. But we didn't have that when we were children.
No.
It was like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. They didn't have time to explain why we're not doing this.
Yes.
Why don't do this? You know what I mean? It's just don't.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're left, with your own perception of whatever, your own knowledge at the time of like, all right, so how do I take this?
Bravo. That's why I don't think... Yeah, it's an interesting topic there.
Yeah, it's in no man's land. And no man's land is just more negative. I think default is a negativity.
Yeah, fuck. I had something to say before, but then I'm like, what you're uncovering now made me think about like, where does it's almost like...
The feedback's negative.
Where the seedling being the kid, obviously we know all the work has to be done at that point. Yes. And now I'm thinking to myself, how do you frame the situation to separate the thing the kid's doing? I mean, we're slightly getting into this part because you just brought it up. The thing the kid's doing to the association with they are the thing they're doing. Kind of so for
Correct.
instance, in my mind, just off the cuff, and you can say whatever you want, if the kid's doing something, you can't almost say to him, you can't even say like, that's a mistake, that's wrong. It's almost like every word has to come out of your mouth like, this is how you do it. This
Correct.
is how you do it. This is how you do it. There's no association with... Yeah, because the kid doesn't know how to separate themselves from the task, I think.
They are what they're doing.
They are what they're doing. That's where, yeah. Yeah, of course. That's where it happens.
That's it.
They are what they're doing. So don't do it like that. Yeah, but even don't. Anyway.
No, I've heard a lot of times that, don't say no or don't to your child.
Yeah.
But I think it's okay to say it because it just flows sometimes.
I think
I think explanation is where it's at.
Yeah, that too.
The follow through, like...
It's so hard, especially when they're small.
Like...
I don't understand what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah.
They got to touch the heater, for example. Like, don't touch the heater. Like, what are you going to say there? Be careful. That be careful is the same thing as don't. Don't or no.
Be careful. Be careful. Be careful, the fire's hot.
Yeah.
I mean, the fire's hot. The heater's hot. Don't touch it. But that's more danger. Danger should be clear cut.
It is
it's
clear
not
cut.
It's not something there like...
It is clear cut. I'm saying it's the explanation why. Because if you just tell them, don't touch the heater, all right? 99.9% of the parents are like, I'm not going to go and explain why not to touch the heater.
Yeah.
Like, don't.
Because
I'm on my iPhone. I'm doing my own thing, right? Everyone's doing their own thing. But I also got to take care of the child as well. But I'm not focused on the child. I'm focused on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But, I'm trying to be responsible at the same time. So don't. So then it's like, all right, sweet. If I had to go and explain, okay.
Second guessing.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's all sort of second guessing, doubt, and all that. It's like, am I doing the right thing? Is someone going to pull me up? Like, it's second guessing. That's it.
Bravo.
And we go through the whole life like that. But if we don't, and then look, please don't do this because if you touch it, you get burnt, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, all right, sweet. They won't take it as he told me off.
Yeah. Gotcha.
That's it.
But when they want something that they shouldn't get.
So let's say, for example, they want some chocolates. And then 10 minutes later, they're supposed to be eating. Sweet. I can't give you this now because we're going to eat. Okay? And after we finish food, if you still want some chocolate, I will give you some. But it's more important to have food inside you, okay, for nutrients, whatever it might be, and you're explaining. You got to take the time to explain.
Fuck, full explanations.
You do.
But when they're babies,
they're young as, and they got to be at least 3 years old.
They got to understand English. Right?
Yeah, they got to be at least 3 years old.
Yeah, because when they're babies, it's buffet.
No, right? So, explanation is needed. That's it. It's as big. As adults, we see it now as fuck, it's full on. It's I've got to really spend some time. Yes, you're programming. You're a programmer. You're programming a computer. You're loading software onto the fucking computer.
Yeah.
You're going to make sure the software's relatable. It's got to be like, it's got to be clear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because once you do it, it's not going to be done forever.
Yeah. Sometimes
2 times, 3 times, that's it.
Sometimes questioning, kids these days, like they like questioning shit today. Sometimes,
They do.
Like sometimes it's like shut the fuck up, and just do what you're told, Like know how to like trust in the person above you. Like there's a hierarchy, yeah. Sometimes we don't have time to explain. Sometimes there's situations. Now I don't know how you teach that. Like I don't know if it's respect your elders or I don't know what it is, But sometimes it's like there's a thing to following orders. There's a thing to understanding like there's a time sensitive situation at work, whatever. I'm not going to explain everything to you,
No, of course not.
Yeah.
I'm not saying to explain to yeah. To the child, yeah.
No, I know you're not saying. I know
you're saying
that. But I feel like a lot of kids these days, like my cousin's kid, she tells him like do something. All right, he's a bit older. But why, mum? And I'm like, come on, man. You're not you're in your teens.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it, mate. Now they don't do it because I feel like sometimes questioning. Doing what you're saying is correct. When they ask a lot of questions when they're in their teens, because when they're in their teens, they've done the model set in.
100%.
I feel like this could be off the topic, but I feel like kids ask questions as a form of resistance. Do you know what I'm saying, right?
Correct. They're trying to find ways to get out of it,
or just to create some sort of something like they know things. I don't know what it is there.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't like it.
No. But the thing is, like, going back to the previous example about...
Shut the fuck up.
You don't have to always say no, whatever. For example, like, my daughter, she's got this, like a slide at home. We've got a slide at home. All right? And there's 3 steps. And then she slides down, right? When those 3 steps, it's probably yay high, right? So even at that height, you could fall and hurt yourself, obviously. And she goes the 3 steps. Now, someone will be like, by default, I feel like, be careful. But I restrain myself from saying that. Because I think once I actually tried to because she stood up, I'm like, and she was looking at me. It was a very split moment. She paused. What am I going to say? Because she knew she was sort of doing something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because she usually, get up the steps, stand, and then sit, and then slide, right? That motion. But this time she stood up and she was looking around, and I think she went to go step rather than sit to slide. And I was like, don't. It's like, she just looked at me and paused. And I'm like, fuck. I caught myself in that moment that if I say don't to her now, it's going to create fear. And I didn't say anything to let her do what she's going to do. If she hurts herself, I'm right there anyway.
That's right. That's the
It's
difference.
going to be minimal.
You can hang around.
Yeah.
Because what you got to do, that's right. If you're hanging around, you're pretty much got to convince yourself that the baby, the kid, knows how to operate
exactly
on their own. So you're standing there, you're giving them a few repetitions.
That's it. That's it.
And then they build that.
I thought I don't want to fuck up the process here. I don't want her to doubt herself. Because it was in that. I'm telling you, it was a fucking. It was an interesting moment. I can't explain it. I'm telling you, I was like that one. I'm like, fuck. I'm really programming here. I saw myself as the fucking programmer. Fuck. And I caught myself and I'm like, fuck, let's see what she does. What's the worst thing that's going to happen to her? She's going to hurt herself a bit. All right?
Yeah, correct.
And I'm like, fuck, don't say anything. And now she gets up and she's like, not scared. And she didn't fall over, obviously, but I was there, So I thought, fuck, that's just that little fucking moment, that ripple effect, who knows where that could go, that ripple effect in her life.
Even later she's going to want to ride a bike or something. There's kids run and they stack or whatever, all right? You never run to these cunts today.
Yeah.
there's no point. You've already fallen. You're not saving them from you running there quicker is not gonna. The deed's done. You don't run there. You fucking roll up, nice and slow. You're slow because you don't want to say that this is like
thing.
You fell. This is a big deal. Just get the fuck up,
Yeah.
Just get the fuck up. And actually, you say you're alright, but like with a, you're right, bum, slap her a few times, get the fuck up, and that's it today.
Yeah, no, these...
You don't make it that falling is negative, is what I'm trying to say.
Of course, that's my whole point here. Like, and again, like, I don't remember my childhood as much. Who was around me, what they were doing.
We stacked plenty of times, no one was around us there. We got the fuck up because we got embarrassed.
Exactly.
That was the real motherfuckers.
Exactly. No, I'm just saying, like, how...
Stacked on my bike, fuck. Legs fucking through the thing.
Our childhood gets fucked up. Like, be careful of this, be careful of that. And we're just going through life, second guessing ourselves. That's it. With everything.
You're a funny cut. Yeah. My parents didn't tell me, like, my dad didn't tell me, like my mum, they didn't, that when my mum said be careful, it was a warning, not a, it was like, we're going to see what's going to happen, homie. It was like...
She was military.
It was not just military there. It was a warning.
Yeah.
The way, the tone that she said was like, if something happens, you're going to see what time it is.
Yeah,
like.
That's it.
It wasn't like, it was like...
Be careful, my child, like...
Yeah, but it was... The thing that I was getting was, do it at your own risk.
Yeah.
Not like...
Yeah, take accountability.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'm just telling you now, because if it happens, I'm not down with it. But, straight today.
Yeah, free will.
It's something like that. It's a different style.
Yeah.
It wasn't like...
Yeah.
Like my mum, once she was pushing me on the swing, this is what she reckons she's lifted. She was pushing me on the swing, or I was pushing her.
Okay. How old are you?
You're a dickhead today.
You're not 2.
Huh?
You're not 2 years old or something.
No, it wasn't 2. I was like maybe 5 or something, 6.
Okay.
Anyway, she was on the swing and I was sproxing her,
Yeah.
Like, I was the maddest cunt today, you know what I mean? I was sproxing her. She thought, because of the momentum she was getting, that she was going to...
Knock you out.
Yeah. She jumped off the swing, She landed on
Far
the floor.
out.
And I'm like... And I know, inside myself, even though I was young... I know what momentum is today. I saw the whole thing.
Yeah, you can calculate.
In her head, she saved me, she reckons.
Yeah.
I'm like, she did save me now.
Yeah.
Is that Coburg Lake?
Yeah.
It's muffin. Fucking muffin.
Yeah, now that I got a little one, like, you're really... And because we're obviously in personal development and how to improve ourselves and all that, like, I'm more aware and conscious of the things that I say, do, everything. Everything's like... Yeah, everything's fucking programming. Yeah. Everything. Like, I work out and she sees me. My missus works out. She sees her. And, like, she knows what working out is.
Yep.
You know? Or she'll come there and, like, she'll do, like, squats or something, you know?
Bravo.
So, it's programming. It's always programming.
They don't have kids doing exercise on, like, YouTube and that, huh? There should be, like, a little There should be, like... I know it sounds funny I'm saying this, but it's alright. We're live and direct. Back in the day on fucking in the morning on TV, they had this fucking cunts exercise in the park.
Of course, there's chicks in that.
Why have they got like a class of like one little kid, or maybe just an adult? Like, alright, guys, like fuck it, alright, let's do some squats in the backyard. Like, the kids.
Yeah, instead of having the wiggles there and fucking talking shit, maybe.
Yeah, they do a little class.
Yeah.
All the cunts are cute in that, and they're like, maybe they sit up and down. They
That'd be
do
great
like
idea,
little squats. And they've got like some music here, but they're exercising.
That's it.
Is that full on?
That's beautiful. Instead of watching fucking Saturday morning cartoons, Bugs Bunnies and shit. Yeah, be productive and do something.
I don't know what fucking exercise they're going to do, but something simple, obviously. But
squats or something like, lifting their legs up or fucking star jumps or something. Yeah. Anything. Just anything.
Like exercise for kids,
That's it.
Is that full on?
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, we'll talk business later.
Yeah. But it's like, They
learn. They see what they learn.
100%. They just see it.
Yeah. That's
monkey see, monkey do. That's what it is.
Correct. You're creating the mindset, and therefore you're putting in fucking place the perception.
Yeah, you're the hero of their lives.
I hope so.
At that point, you are. Like,
did you think your dad was the hero?
No, I didn't.
You know, every cunt's like, you want to be like your dad.
No, I didn't logically see my dad as a hero. Like, I just saw my dad as a normal guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's just doing his thing. I didn't consciously think about it like that.
Poor cunt.
You know what I mean?
They say that every kid's like, they want to be like their dads and that.
But I'm talking about at 2 years old or 3 years old, they're looking at you like, fuck, that's what I have to copy. My dad's doing that, the exercise. That's, I want to mimic my dad.
Yeah. This is what we do.
This is what we do. That's it.
Correct.
So, no, I see it with the little one all the time. It's just, yeah.
It's amazing, though.
They pick up so much.
Yeah, 100%.
We are not aware at all. I'm not aware. Maybe some people are. To the level of like, fuck, how much they pick up.
No, can't say no.
Like, you could just be talking with your missus, and 2 minutes later, your daughter's like, or your child saying like...
the same words as shit.
Exactly. Where did she pick that up from?
You know where she picked that up from?
You know what I mean?
What do you think of, like... I think I know the answer. Anyway, it's turned into a kids situation. But, I don't know. I'm very interested in kids and their development.
We should be, because that's where it all takes place.
Yeah, but I'm very connected to it, like hard. Because I feel like, mate, if you fuck up first you got to plant the seed. Then it sprouts.
Well, you got to nurture it.
You have to nurture the cunt at all the stages of the growing process, right? It's like growing fucking weed.
You're building a human being.
Correct.
Like, there's no difference between a plant, really, and a human being.
The way you do the vegetative, how it grows in vegetation, is going to show how it's going to flower.
Correct.
What was that, man?
You're the fucking hardest cunt today.
I'm fucking godfather.
You're a dickhead today.
Correct.
You're a idiot today. Anyway, you're a fucking cunt today. But yes.
Yeah. No, they're exactly the same process.
You're fucking the devil today.
Yeah, mate. That's what it was. That's what it was. Mate, it's
but anyway,
shit.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying. You have to take care at the start, obviously, and now, from the baby, how it's gonna flower, setting the right conditions.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, I'm just thinking, like, my parents or generation of my parents, that generation, they went like. Leaving one country, going to the next. Their main focus was like, just work, get a house, feed the family, and
go visit cunts and fucking
whatever.
Hang out.
Sort of some social whatever,
Yeah.
But as far as like, they weren't conscious of it, but they went on to like, let's make sure that we nurture the child mentally. Make sure all that sort of stuff. They went on to that.
No.
They're in the physical realm.
Yeah.
Like, bathe them, clothe them, feed them. That's that's my job.
Correct, but teach them, not teach them, but
some values, obviously.
I'm going to just pass on the values that I've been rolling with my whole life.
They weren't looking into, and what we're talking about is improvement.
But they get the values across.
The values for sure.
Which is interesting,
through
right?
action, through communication, whatever. Yes.
The way they operate.
100%, which is a good thing.
That's why we're not fucking...
Yeah, we're talking on a deeper level, like, fuck. Because at that point in time, not only the parents teaching, but they're also simultaneously keeping themselves accountable. Of like, fuck, am I doing the right thing? They're just on autopilot, like, this is what I learned, this is what I'm sharing. But not improving.
They're not passing on there. They're passing on values. They're passing on right and wrong. Sweet, no problem.
Of course.
They're not passing on self-love, self-esteem.
That's it.
That's what they're not passing on.
That's right.
And that happens, I believe, through, the meaning we place on certain things, emotions. It's not emotions there. It's fucking understanding emotions. But not everything defines who you are. Like, Sorry.
That would
If I watch a movie there and I'm crying, doesn't mean I'm a sucky baby in general.
No.
I know it's a weird example, but if you feel a certain way about things, doesn't mean that that's how you think about everything. I can't give you an example now, man.
For me, I just think the parents were back then, and it could be similar today, obviously, was just like they're more focused on action and not emotions. Like, you got to do this, you got to do that, got to do this, got to do that.
Yeah, the repercussions, the emotional side of...
No, that was like swept under the carpet. That was like, don't worry about how you feel. You got to do this.
Yeah. I don't know too much about the emotional side.
How do you mean?
I'll tell you. Like, I know about emotions and shit today, but I'm talking about when it comes to the kid, how important... Emotions are important, but to what extent?
Like fucking very important, but yeah.
Yeah. But understanding fucking... How much do you need to understand about... Like, what do kids need to know about emotions?
I just think that it's fine.
And what does it mean to...
That parents, were saying like, got to take out the trash, got to do this, got to do that, whatever. But I'm not saying also that if your little one's having a sook, it's like, it's okay, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that they feel emotions, okay? And it's good if they're spoken about. Like, they're addressed.
Okay, so what you say, yeah.
For me, it wasn't addressed. It's like, mate, you just got to do this. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about how you feel.
That's it.
All right.
Just go do it.
All right. So what does it look like? Like, how much attention do we have to pay to this like learning?
Look, I don't know. It could be like,
Do you know what I'm saying there?
Yes.
Because some, if we go on, there's two ends of the spectrums. There's one end where, the parents don't give a fuck about their kid. They don't give a fuck about the kid. That's it.
That's it. Just go fucking do it.
There's the other end of the spectrum, so we can find ourselves. The other end of the spectrum is, well, no, how do you feel? Fucking, I went for a shit today. How'd you fucking feel?
No, not like that either. No, not like that either.
Get fucked, mate.
So the approach, I think, would be...
I've got anxiety. I don't want to do my homework. Remember
would be like, if I had to create it would be like very Dan Pena. So Dan Pena, when I'm to everyone's watching as well. So Dan Pena is like, say like, mate, fuck these cunts. Like, like I'm not babying these cunts at all. Go fucking do this and that, sweet, like that. That, in general, just that alone, would, if you're programming a child in the way he did, like, get shit done, don't worry about fucking having feelings and that, like, don't be a fucking baby and that human being will grow up to be more successful, more driven, more, get shit done, right? I just think that you can get that approach with a bit of like, I don't know how to explain it, like, a small percentage of emotion. Like, and that would build like, I don't know how to explain that. That's the truth. Yeah.
Let me put some things out, maybe make it clear. So, because I haven't really thought about it too much, but I feel that too much acknowledgement of emotion is fucking
good.
Sucks.
No, I don't like that.
Now,
at all. Zero.
Yeah. So I'll get specific here. So, something like this, just off the cuff, is it the parent that needs to acknowledge the kid's emotions? Is that what's important? Let's say there has to be an acknowledgement. Like, something happened to the kid. The kid had an experience.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's say this cunt feels like shit.
Yeah.
Is it you that has to be like, I feel what you're saying, you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
You're not alone like that.
Yeah, that's right.
And, and then it's like, at what point... Okay, now as I'm saying it, I'm like getting it. So, in some way, the kid needs to learn about their own emotions, meaning feel the way you feel. Cool. But the goal is moving forward always and progression.
Yes, correct.
If you're stuck in that emotion and it's bogging you down that's when it's fucked up.
Correct.
That's when you're going too far. That's the meter, let's
say.
So you need to acknowledge your emotions. Discipline is what teaches you to...
Get over that emotion.
Get over or put it aside at times because sometimes we feel things that aren't.
Yeah.
They're not always fucking warranted. The way you feel is not always warranted, right?
No, exactly. So as we're talking now, I'm thinking like I get more clear. So basically, acknowledgement is a fucking must in my opinion. All right, it's a must. Like fuck, I get how you feel, and then a small little explanation like, hey, don't worry about it. You know, it's a normal human thing. Everyone feels like that. Main thing is here, we just get back up. That's it. Bless you. That's 2 seconds. You've acknowledged that, hey, I understand how you're feeling, but I also gave you an explanation that it's quite normal. Let's get back up. Get on the horse and let's go.
Yeah.
Not completely fucking, I don't give a fuck how you're feeling. Like, get it done.
Yeah. Now, that can't go on forever.
No, I know.
There's certain points, right?
It's a certain point when there are children here, right? So now you could go to the other side of the spectrum when you're saying like, it's all right, my darling. It's, you know, don't worry about it. You're a winner. Don't worry about it. You're like, you know, and smother them and fucking whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's terrible. So you're not a cold-hearted cunt like fucking, I don't give a fuck. You're not like doing everything for them. You know?
You bumped your foot on the corner.
Yeah, my poor little child and fucking, it's all right, come and hug you. None of that shit.
I think you got to choose where you want it to mean most, Is
yeah,
that what
exactly. But if they're like, you know.
Like, my friend, sorry.
Go.
My friend doesn't want to play with me.
Correct.
Cool. Fuck that cunt.
That's it.
Don't give it the strength.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I feel like this, and then maybe you can bust it like a little explanation like, yeah, you feel like that because you can go on fucking forever. Or you
Yeah,
can just say,
I just think I just an acknowledgement and a little short explanation is more than enough.
or you just show them by saying fuck that cunt, you're showing them how to handle that situation.
Exactly.
Yeah, you feel like that today, but you don't need friends like that or whatever.
That's it. But by you explaining that, first of all, you're acknowledging it, okay? And you're giving advice and you're like, all right, let's just jump up, let's go move forward.
Yeah.
You're not shutting it down completely like, fuck.
Yeah.
You should be like, you know, a cold-hearted, like, you know, nothing matters. Don't worry about your emotions.
Yeah, it matters, but you got to get over it.
That's it.
How
That's what I'm saying.
it's
It's
a
the
tough
acknowledgement and let's just get up. But I think the acknowledgement for me back in the day would have been like a game changer.
Acknowledgement.
Because if I can't express to my family or my friends my feelings, it's like, what the fuck? If I'm just a producing machine, sweet, I get the job done. But
Yeah.
you know what? I'm not like hoping to be just a machine in my life. You know what I mean? Just producing.
Yeah. It's a fine line. There is
a very fine line.
I think it's tough because you can achieve so much with fucking not understanding anything.
Correct. You
No
don't have to
emotion,
understand
no
it. Yeah.
fucking nothing.
No, you can.
Now, I guess if you
But
train...
what makes us human at the end of the day? We're not machines.
Yeah, but even with our upbringing, think about who we are.
Yeah, I'm saying
Like-
I'm not saying the upbringing is completely wrong. I'm saying if anything, it was more right than wrong. But I think when
Do you know what I mean, though?
yeah, but if you gave that little fine, like, you know, I acknowledge
You're changing the recipe. but
your emotions, I think would have been a better version.
Maybe.
Yeah, well,
I'll tell you why. Because your voids give way to your values. You can't do the good work that you do, like helping cunts and the things that, you know, how you're there for cunts and that, if you're not feeling that you miss something. Not you can't do that, but I feel like the drive to out, like, you know,
yeah, sweet.
the
But-
thing that pushes us there is because that's missing.
I know that, but all I'm saying, and I agree with you.
We're talking theoretical,
Yeah,
hypothetical.
that's right.
Once you change one little recipe, you put
Of
a bit of
course, of
salt,
course.
too much.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, maybe you just could have done a bit, you know, more elevated things. You wouldn't have to do that.
Yeah.
You'd see it as doing it as a macro, not a micro. You know?
Now, is that, you know, now that we're looking at it and we're working on it, we're aware of that this thing exists, we're tapping into it from a mature point. Let's say it didn't just come autopilot.
Yeah, but we're spending time doing this.
Correct.
And I'm saying to you, if we had this instilled in you, like
you wouldn't want. Yeah.
No, you might be doing other things that, let's say, you and I would get to in a year's time.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense. It's a good theory.
It's a theory.
Because from what I hear you're saying, if you do everything perfect...
Not perfect.
Listen. I'm not saying that you're saying this today.
Okay.
But it's lending to a theory of... Because we've had other convos with like... If you do the right thing now, you won't pay for it later, in essence. Meaning, almost like you're trying to... There's no need for personal development if the tree grows, if this plant, grows good at the start.
There's always, in
my opinion,
personal development.
I don't think that's possible. Even though it sounds like it's like, yeah, that makes sense. Just imagine you've got like a perfect, like you grew everything right, all the way.
I just think, like, for example, yes. Sorry, go.
Do you know what I mean?
I like the concept.
Like even Jesus had challenges, no?
Everyone's going to have challenges.
So it's almost like irrelevant.
I'm not talking about getting rid of challenges, not by any means. Challenges are necessary. What I'm saying is like the upbringing could be like, for example, I remember reading something, hearing something about Deepak Chopra, right? That his theory, like my children, he was saying, and don't quote me on it, but he was saying like basically, like I'm going to give them what they need.
Not an article. We heard this kind of speaker at Santa Barbara. He said that speech.
Yeah. So he goes like, I've given them what they need. Yeah. Like I want to let them know that when it comes to money, I'm taking care of you. Okay, I'm gonna give you. Go buy Ferrari. I'm not saying that. Like you got food, whatever. Don't focus on where I'm gonna get money to eat, where I'm gonna get money to house myself, clothing, whatever it may. The essentials, I'm taking care of it. I want you to know that anything you need, I'm taking care of it. Sweet. His main focus, like if I take care of everything, and this is the key point, that that I'm taking care of it for you. What I want from you, okay, is to find a way on how you can improve the world.
Help you.
That's your mission. And I think that was fucking fantastic. Like if I didn't have to worry about where I'm gonna go get a job and fucking, do all this bullshit. My main focus is like how I can improve the world. I think that's a really good theory.
All right, ready?
Yes.
It is a good theory when it comes to producing. Yeah. If you want to get good at producing, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's all it's good for, though.
But this child, though, is going to have challenges, whatever. You know what I mean? Not going to have challenges.
A good job. That's what that's going to do.
They might not have a job at all. They might just go and be a philanthropist from day one.
Yeah, they've got a purpose today.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the purpose is it's a form of like production.
Yes, it is. But if they're on their purpose, even
they
their
don't give
purpose
a fuck about anything else.
Even their purpose is going to have challenges. Yeah.
I understand.
Anything's got challenges.
But it's got nothing to do with them personally. As in, we're talking about emotions and shit. We're not talking about what you're gonna do to fucking build a well in fucking Africa. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're thinking about it like, which I'm not saying is not a good thing, just for the record.
No, of course.
But as it pertains to like knowing who you are.
So you're telling me this person is going to be
I'm saying there's people who become singers and famous, and that's what their purpose is, and that's what they love to do when they're young, and they do that their whole lives.
Cool.
But they still have internal problems.
Of course I do.
With who they are, their identities.
Let's say, for example, let's use that as an example, all right? And we've got a child that wants to be a singer, right? Now, his parent was Deepak Chopra, taking care of, the essentials, whatever.
Singer, athlete, whatever.
Yeah, whatever, yes. He's taking care of that for him so that he knows he doesn't have to go get a job, whatever. He's just focusing on becoming a singer or the athlete.
Gotcha.
All right? Then the other child, same athlete, same everything, okay, but needs to go get a job, needs to, provide for himself, the whole thing, everything you're talking about as well, all right? How are we going to measure him? Success.
No. Why are we going to measure? We're talking about emotions and like how you think about yourself. It's got nothing to do with success. It's got nothing to do with what you do, how many Olympic medals you get. It's 0.
Okay.
Do you know how many fighters get depressed after they stop fighting? Because that's all they know?
Yep.
Okay. So the guy who's been general and it's like being institutionalized.
Yes.
True?
Okay. Yes, it is.
So, you do this. This is who you are.
Yeah,
and you didn't get the chance to like rub shoulders with like normal. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so if you remove that, you remove everything.
Like they say, when kids are growing up, they should do as many sports as possible to generalize their fitness and like be more like get a taste of like different things. And then as you grow older, you narrow into a
something you like, whatever you specialize. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Now, although sticking to one thing from young lets you excel in that one thing. But when it comes to personal development and who you are as a person, that's fucking irrelevant today. How good you do something is irrelevant today.
What I'm saying is that if you're focusing on that, you've still got...
As opposed to focusing on yourself.
I'm not saying to focus on that completely. I'm saying if you want to become a singer and you're still having social interactions with people on a day-to-day anyway. You're not totally... All I do is sing. I get up in the morning and just sing. I don't do that. Yeah. I still cook. I still look after myself or whatever. I'll do all the common and normal things that everyone else does.
Anyway, check all the child stars. Check all the singers. Check all people who have been doing one sport forever. See what they say.
No, I know. I've seen a lot of...
They all say the same thing, right?
Yeah, you remove that, you remove them.
They're cooked.
Yeah.
They're cooked. But... different if you're telling them at an older age where they've done different things, and I think there's a time and a place for that, but I don't think it's the be all and end all.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I
know, but I'm saying that's not like it's got nothing to do with how your emotions are there. It's got nothing to do with like if your end goal is to produce and be successful in a career, then that's the best way to get it. But if your end goal is to be a well-adjusted human being who can handle any situation, there needs to be other little fine things.
There has to be. There could be other experiences.
Do you know what I mean? And it doesn't matter how successful or what job you have, the wind can blow and you can fall over emotionally.
Yeah.
In life. When cunts talk about... So that's that. All right? Because... like what we're talking about being a human being, that's the thing that allows you to do all this shit.
That's the most important ingredient.
Yeah. You're creating a child that can just think about this and then they're solely focused on it. Yeah, that's cool. Sounds good.
They're not thinking about just that. They're just, when it comes to that,
they don't have to worry
there's
about
no restriction.
Other shit. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. From a production point of view, that's how you create that. That's how you get the best.
Yeah, but they're still, for example, if they want to become a singer, okay, and they're 5 years old, sweet, I'll send you the lessons or whatever, but your day-to-day life, you're still going to be doing some chores, you're still going to be doing around the house, you're still going to have friends, you're still going to have everything. But when it comes to that, I'm making sure, like, for example, these tennis stars, right?
Yeah, there's a pressure that comes with it.
Like, there is. These tennis stars. I played tennis when I was younger, right? And I thought it was okay. Yeah, I'm not talking about Pete Sampras winning fucking...
You weren't sleeping with your tennis racket, right?
Exactly. All right? But I see a lot of people my age or a bit older, a lot of children have had talent when it comes to sports, for example, okay? We'll use this example. But... everyone I know, no one I know personally, is world number one at any sport. Okay? But I know a lot of children that had talent. Definitely had fucking good talent.
Yeah, they're good, straight at the bag.
But they've got normal jobs now. Sweet. What happened there? The only difference there is that the parents didn't have enough fucking money to hire fucking coaches to develop that skill. That's it.
Correct.
And I think that, you know, if that was taken care of, they would be better human beings.
Better human beings.
That would be
the hardest cut.
No,
right?
no. All right,
that's images.
No, not better human beings.
That's the whole point of this fucking combo.
Yeah.
You're gonna be good at the thing, right? But that's not gonna say everything.
No, it's not gonna say anything. But that would be your life would be better.
Okay. I don't believe that, right?
I believe it.
No, I don't believe
Their life will be better because
there's so many child actors and singers there. They're fucked.
Sweet. I don't know what they're fucked because I don't know the day-to-day upbringing. I don't know what happened there.
I know where they're fucked. Taxi fame, this, that.
Exactly.
Money.
Sweet. But there's also...
You're talking you're talking the best case scenario.
That's right.
Fuck. Let's talk about the general case scenario, right? The more, you know...
But we're creating here.
No, we're not creating anything, right? We're
programming.
We're like, you know, I wouldn't bet on that. Now, if my kid wanted to do a certain thing, I'd foster that and help that. But I'd be looking after all these other things.
Obviously, me too.
The parent has to be onto it as well. You're talking
too.
like, you know, you're talking ticking every box.
Yeah, I'm programming the child.
Yes, I know. But you gave the example of Deepak Chopra about one thing of life, which is a job. Do this job.
It's
Don't
a
worry
passion.
about money.
It's a passion, yeah.
Understand. But you're like, do this.
Yeah. But
this and, you know.
But doing that, like I'm saying to you, doing that doesn't necessarily mean you're only doing that in life. You're not doing anything else. You know what I mean? Like, oh, don't take out the trash because my child's gonna be a singer. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, I know. But you also like it.
All I'm saying is invest and develop that skill, whatever they got. But they're also a child. They're also going to be doing children things and hanging out with kids and still going to school and still doing their fucking chores and doing everything else. But when it comes to that, I'm developing them. I'm helping develop that. That little thing, that little part there, all right? And that's why I brought the children that I know that, let's say, for example, again, I was playing tennis. My dad didn't have the money to pay for coaches. Wasn't a millionaire to get the best coaches in the world to train me. You know what I mean? So I went 1 year, then I was like, mate, can't afford it anymore. See you later.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. So the original thing was
like take fucking Roger Federer. You know, he didn't even rock up to the, at a public tennis court and like, all right, I'm just playing and playing, and then all of a sudden it ended up in winning Wimbledon. Someone invested time, money. Like you see
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods.
You know about Tiger Woods?
Yeah, the dad invested all his time though.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
His dad was hardcore.
I know that. I'm not saying that these people had it easy. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying that
they missed the whole emotional thing, just FYI.
Yeah, sweet. I'm not saying it takes these.
One doesn't mean the other, is what I'm saying. Now, if
Yeah.
you're creating a human being there, sweet, there, where we're going to make them the way we're going to make
Yeah,
you personally, John. But
John,
generally speaking,
what I'm talking about is that try to nurture, as we said before, and try to improve every aspect of their lives.
Yeah, that's it.
Again, we're programming children. Let's say, because we created a human being here.
We are creating a human being. But like I said, as the kid grows, to say one thing, there is better practices than others.
That's what I'm saying.
But to say that like if your emotions were acknowledged, you'd be successful at the moment. Successful in a job.
Successful.
Because that's
I'm not talking about
that's
that.
fucking
No,
bullshit.
I'm not talking about that.
Your job has got nothing to do with
I'm not talking about
how
that.
much emotions you know.
No, I'm not talking about work at all. I'm talking about in life.
Yeah.
Okay? You'd be kicking more goals in life. I'm not talking about work. You could be in relationships. You have better relationships. You would have, work would be one of them as well. Like you wouldn't be working. You'd be doing something, running your own business, doing whatever. You'd be kicking more goals in life.
Correct. But you also gave the example of time. If I knew this when I was younger, I wouldn't have to spend time now. I could be doing other shit.
I did say that. Yes.
All
so
right. So it's like as if like
Yeah, that's like trying to not undo, trying to reprogram.
Correct. Now I'm looking.
But it wouldn't need programming. Wouldn't need reprogramming when it was programmed correctly.
Yeah, I just don't know if I would say that that's gonna. I just don't know how much this so-called emotional acknowledgement plays on purpose, happiness, change,
self-esteem.
Yeah, self-esteem is how you look at yourself.
But if you remove emotion completely,
does anyone give a fuck about what you think?
If you remove emotion, you're just a machine.
I gotcha.
You're a producing machine. Yes, you are kicking goals. You're successful, whatever you might be. You might be the best singer or the best swimmer in the world. You're a machine. You're just banging them out.
Gotcha. Obviously, we can't turn off our emotions. But what I'm saying is, for your parents to be like, oh, yeah, you feel like this.
No, I'm not talking about how you feel. Like coming to your parents and like, hey, you know what? I'm having trouble with this. Or I feel, my mate told me off and I feel shit.
Oh, you can, okay. Feeling like you can talk to your parents about that. Now, what's the ROI on that? Who knows?
I don't know. I can't measure the ROI.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to know the point. Now, obviously, you want to be open with your parents. Obviously, like I'm cool with my parents now.
So am I.
Not as a young person.
No.
But I've also seen what fucking too close to the parents. As a young person, I don't think you know the power, how to handle that. I think you need that. We're on a different level.
There's a hierarchy.
There's a fucking hierarchy there. And
there's a hierarchy.
Fact. Now, how do you be comfortable with someone? Maybe this is, this is a few years. How do you be comfortable with a cunt? Like Dan Pena says, familiarity breeds contempt. So the more you're comfortable, somebody, the more you can be like, like it takes away their mystique. It takes away their like.
Of course.
It puts you more like we're on the same level.
Yeah.
And every time I've seen that today, there's disrespect today.
Yeah, it's not a good thing. No.
Do you know what I mean? Now,
yeah.
I could be wrong. Now, maybe there is a sweet spot of like, I got you.
There is a sweet spot.
Do what the fuck I'm saying as well.
There is a sweet spot.
Like, you know what I mean? But I think kids don't know what the fuck that. I don't think.
No, you know it later on in life.
It's hard. Yeah, there has to be.
I'm talking about the programming, like to know that later on. Now we're talking about the perfect world here. Obviously.
What's the perfect world is. I don't know, man. If you can, you have to be the example of how to understand your like, I think you have to lead by example on how you use your emotions and how you understand. I know it sounds weird. Rather than teaching.
You're not teaching. It's happening in real time.
Yeah, you're teaching though.
Yeah,
what do you mean?
You are.
Yeah. You're not fucking sitting.
No, of course. Yeah, no. I'm saying you're like you're just nurturing.
Because I feel
that is the teaching, obviously.
I feel that the plant, when it grows, it needs a stick to stay upright. You need to push it in the place where you think it's got to go. Kind of, you got to direct it. And then maybe we're gonna. I don't know. When's the right time? Adolescence. When's the right time to be like, all right, you need to tell me something there. You can trust me. But we're not. We're not on the same level. What does that look like? And do you agree kind of similar?
No, I do agree. Yeah, there has to be that hierarchy. Yeah, it has to be that hierarchy because remember, like, you get like, let's say your little cousin and you hanging around with your mates. All of a sudden, it's like you're a nobody. You know what I mean? Like, he's part of it. You know what I mean? You're not part of it. You know what I mean?
Why? What do you mean?
I'm just saying, for example, someone told me a story. I don't recall, but like my little cousin's hanging around with me and my mates.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, everyone gets very chummy and very cozy.
That.
You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, this guy's telling me how it is.
Isn't that full on?
It's full on. So what I'm trying to say...
It doesn't look good, huh?
It doesn't look good. But what I'm trying to say to you, in that situation, what would make the difference? The difference is that you're always kicking goals. While you're kicking goals and you're always producing, it doesn't matter who hangs around with you, whatever, everyone's just trying to keep up to you. So already you're at more of an authority level. All right? That's probably a bit of a topic.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's all right.
So,
but I don't think that matters, though.
I think it does matter. Like if you're... Because at the end of the day...
I mean, it matters,
like
but it also doesn't need
if
to...
If you bring your cousin in a group, right, and they're a lot younger, and now they're hanging around with those people, and like, you know, they're sort of like, you know, because your mates, everyone talks openly, they can start talking openly, and you think that, you know, we're on the same level here. At the end of the day, when you're producing goals and everyone's always looking up to you, then yeah, that always keeps everyone else at bay.
It can. It also can't. Because people are insecure, eh? And they want to find if you make one little mistake, eh? They find anything to...
For sure.
To not pull the trigger. Or because it's them. It's them. They want to see it like, oh, this guy's flawed as well.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? And
of course.
They use that.
Of course.
Like, just think of anybody that you know there that doesn't have the respect for their parents that they should. Like, just for the fact that the parent doesn't need to be, you know, quote unquote, better than them. Better than them.
No, they definitely see your flaws for sure, and then they use those against you for sure, 100%.
But there needs to be a respect. There needs to be respect. It's a fucking parent. Fuck off. Fuck off, right? Yeah. I don't need to be rich, right?
No, of course not. Of course,
like I'm looking after you, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Fuck off.
Yeah. I just think, like, you know, if you're always leading with kicking goals, but also leading with, you know, improving the self, and you can show vulnerability and all that, like, generally this person is going to always respect you. You know what I mean? You
have to set the tone there. That's what I'm saying. By the way you move, the way you operate, that the other cunt being the kid, the people, whatever the person, kids, the kids that are really... They, even in a company or a leadership, that's what leadership is. Yeah. You set the tone.
You do.
So you don't have to explain to them like...
But as I'm saying, if I get at a place, someone comes in a place, whatever, you pull them up.
Yeah, like to show trust, you've got to give trust.
Yes.
So I don't need to tell my kid like, mate, anything happens to you, like when they're a small child, you know what I mean? I mean, you can say that, obviously, because there's certain things they need to look out for, fucking pedophiles and malakias, right? You know, if cunts are touching you fucking weird at school, whatever.
For sure.
That's fucked. You tell me. Doesn't matter, you know what I mean? Like, there's little things.
Certain things that, yeah, of course.
There's, you know, we've got common enemy here. But if you act like, you know, I'm going to tell you something, you know, I'm going to tell you something, keep it on the low, you know what I mean? You know, your mum was fucking this and we're going to do this top secret, they tell your mum.
Yeah.
All right. So you're saying that you're telling him secrets, you're letting him in. You're not saying you can trust me with anything, but because you're telling him, that's how you trust. Yeah. There's ways that you can do things. I'm just giving an example.
There is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when they're older and they can understand when they go through like teens, that's a different ball game. That's when you got to start speaking a bit more clear. It's a different. You got to change the tactic.
You do. You definitely do. Yeah. You got to go with the seasons.
Yeah. You got to cure it nicely. You know what I mean?
Could be more firm later on.
Well, I think you got to be more firm at the start. Like they got no decision. They don't know how to wipe their ass.
Yeah, of course.
That's the firm. Later, you have to be more accommodating, more flexible.
Okay.
Firm at the start because foundations.
Yeah,
when you're building the house, then you're doing, what paint, what colour.
Yeah.
We're going, it's leopardus, we're going with the flow.
Yeah. True. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
You know, if this is fucked up, you know, you let me know. I'll handle it.
Yeah.
No, but I like that kind of like, at the same time, like, you do some dumb shit today, fucking work it out, cunt. Because then you tell too much, you always expect the cunt to catch ya. It's fucking hard.
No, definitely not explaining too much. Definitely, they got to work shit out.
Yeah, it's a fine line.
It is a very fucking fine line. That's why it's, hard to describe exactly and how and what,
We need to come up with these rules, though.
Yeah. Yeah, we need some foundational principles
Correct.
of this is non-negotiable. This is it.
Correct.
Yeah, of course.
And just back quickly to the thing we were saying before about if you change a little bit in the recipe and this and that, if you could come to your parents for something, which, I just don't know. I just feel like every kid who was more comfortable with their parents was always fucking cramped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't know that line there.
Because I think that we don't know enough parents or examples of really like successful human beings. You know what I mean? Like
every successful kind I know, it's yes ma'am, no ma'am, right?
Yeah, well,
yes sir, fucking that's to me.
Yeah.
No cunt was like, yeah, just we gotta get fucked, Dad.
No, of course.
It's never been
everyone
that.
we listen to, everyone we follow, and
Everyone
all that.
fucking
yeah, they're like,
listens
mate, their dads were hardcore.
How do you
cunts.
know how to lead if you don't know what a leader looks like?
Yeah, they're all hardcore cunts.
You don't know how to lead.
They weren't emotional at all.
That's right. You don't know how to lead if you haven't been led there.
Yeah.
Don't you reckon?
Yeah.
There's a fine line between spoiled cunt and fucking I've got high self-esteem.
No, of course. That's for sure.
Like the way Dan Pena says it, the way Gary V talks about it, he says his parents were very stuck. He had to work in the shop. He had all that stuff. But at the same time...
But his mum was very nurturing. His mum was there.
Yeah, that's right. With
Gary V.
So that's what...
I think Gary V is a fucking very good example.
And Dan Pena. His mum was the same. His mum fucking...
There you go.
She goes, didn't let me walk until fucking
There
whatever.
you go. See?
And he used to bell cunts because they used to say, oh, you're still breastfeeding.
That's it.
But his dad was 187.
Sweet.
So I guess it's what we're saying.
But they still had...
You know what? We're thinking about one-way solutions. We're not thinking about... We're thinking about how to do one move and that does the thing.
Exactly.
We're thinking about it wrong.
That's right. We're not thinking about it like there's
two
parents.
Yeah.
There's two people.
Bravo.
One does one does the other.
Anyway, next time, when we talk about this, we'll talk about our fucking job, right? We don't even...
Yeah, we're trying to
Are we single parents? Are we trying to be...
That's it. We're trying to find one solution, one size fits all.
Yeah, we'll do it. We're talking about emotions and like, yes, like...
Yeah, no, look, it's a two-part process. One, good cop, bad cop.
Bravo. Yeah, we're talking about it wrong.
Yeah.
Can't do everything, right?
No, we can't do everything. One's got to be one, and one's got to be the opposite.
We're not supposed to.
Yeah.
That's not our specialty.
Yeah. Okay, so that's right, correct. So
we're trying to be the understanding cunts. We're trying to be the hard cunts at the same time.
That's it.
It's fucking weird.
That's why.
Is that dumb?
That's dumb. Yeah.
We'll get him next time anyway.
Yeah.
We've got to focus on our role.
Yes, that's right, correct.
And we've got to hope for the fucking best on the other side because we can't do anything.
Yeah. Well, that's why, look, you find your missus that, is the things that, again, your relationship with your missus is that result. And that's what your child's going to have, that same result.
Yes.
I'm doing my job, she's doing her job.
That's it, right?
Okay? And then that's how we grow the child. Correct.
Yeah.
We missed the whole part.
Bravo.
But we got it.
Mate, we're talking for every country.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know why? Because we're fucking, the way we're growing up, we've got to do everything, right? We've got to be everything.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Now, empathy, this and that, all right, we need that as, people.
Yeah, that's a little learning thing for us. We always got to do everything, and that's why we think like that.
We think, bravo. That's dangerous, huh?
It's shit. It is.
And we're sending the message out into the world where, leave it to me, I can do everything.
Exactly. Yeah. But then that doesn't involve trust. Yeah, because if it's not me, it's nobody. Bad.
All right, we learned something today, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it.
Anyway.
That's it.
Peace out, yeah.